Now heading back to the ship, you're on board. You're sailing away from Seattle or Vancouver, let's say, and then you start into the inside passage. That's a phrase that people aren't familiar with unless they've been to Alaska.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about the inside passage.
Well, the Inside Passage refers to about a 1,000-mile stretch of Alaska's coastline along the southeastern region of the state. It's called the Inside Passage because there are about 1,000 islands that protect the waters from the North Pacific. You're cruising in the North Pacific, which is a wild patch of ocean, but you've got this this barrier of 1,000 islands that makes for really smooth and beautiful cruising. As I said, not only rich with wildlife, but fjords and glaciers, and just endless opportunities for adventure.
Right, and having been on the ship myself, I can tell you that the crew really want you to see all the wildlife that's going on out there because it's really non-stop, isn't it? And
yeah.
They'll make announcements on the ship's PA to get you to go out to the port side to go see a whale or a sea lion, and it's non-stop. There's animals everywhere.
Yeah, there really are. You can't make announcements for every animal you see because they're literally all around. Bald eagles, for example, are everywhere. I challenge you to stand on the deck of a ship in Alaska and make a complete circle and not see a bald eagle either in the sky or in the trees. And very likely you'll see a bear wandering along the beach or a whale breaching or feeding.
Yeah.
It's truly something very, very special.
Perfect. Love it. Is it true that Holland America visits more places than any others in Alaska?
We like to say more ports and more places.
Okay.
We've been doing this longer than anyone else, and so it's natural that we've developed an infrastructure to be able to do that. It's partly because of our longer itineraries that we offer out of Seattle. We have a 14-day cruise opportunity out of Seattle that visits ports that nobody else visits. And it's partly because of the Yukon, in addition to what everybody else does, that gives us more places that we are able to take people.
So there's plenty of competition up in Alaska, as you can imagine. It's a well-established part of the market. But tell us why Holland America has really set apart from the competition up there.
Oh, that's a great question. You know, Holland America started as a transatlantic steamship company, right? That's where we get our name from, going Holland to America. We took more immigrants to America than any other source of transportation before the jet age. And as we morphed from the steamship company that we were into the cruise line that we are today, Alaska was where we chose to do that. And you probably know that our brand, one of the hallmarks of the Holland America brand today is our mid-size ships. And the reason that we have ships as we do that are mid-size is because of Alaska. When you cruise to a place like Alaska, you don't want the biggest ship you can possibly squeeze into the fjords. You want one that gets you closer to the glaciers and the bears on the beach, and at a level that you can actually see the whales that are playing around you. And so that really speaks to our heritage. Alaska, we're not as invested anywhere else in the world as we are in Alaska. And the very fabric of who we are as a cruise line traces itself back to our pioneering days there.
Very nice, yeah. So we've talked all about nature and the outdoors and why you should be outdoors all the time in Alaska, but let's bring it back in and why you should sail specifically with Holland America there.
Well, Holland America has been really careful to protect what we know our guests appreciate about our brand. We are not the brand of onboard rock walls and zip lines and wave pools and that kind of adrenaline junkie kind of onboard experience.
Right.
Our strategy has been to create an elegant, somewhat more refined, premium experience on board so that you can go ashore and have experiences from the mild to the wild. You can do all that stuff in the ports that we visit and then come back to our ships as kind of your quiet retreat to share your experiences with your friends and family and new friends that you may make, and to enjoy perhaps a level of service, a quality of cuisine, and enrichment activities that you just won't find on our competitors.